everyone. Welcome to the Women and Career video session. This is our Women Supporting Women series in Senegal, Dakar. So we're here in the land of the free, the Paris of Africa, and have an amazing woman to introduce to you today. She spent over 14 years in the telecommunication industry. 10 of those years she spent working for Orange. Orange is the largest telecommunication company here in Senegal. Before that, she worked for companies like PCCI, Ecole Center. She worked for Mc Cann Erickson, also in Senegal. But the important thing is that she has a passion for diversity in the ICT industry. She's the vice president of the Senegalese women in ICT sector. She sits on the board for the Institute of Network of Women of Engineers and Scientists. She's also interestingly the ambassador for the Women in Africa initiative for Senegal. She runs the Women program for Orange. She's an amazing woman, and I'm pleased to introduce to you Rokhaya Solange. Rokhaya, welcome.
Hi Jane, how are you?
I'm fine, and it's good to have you.
Yeah,
I'm so happy to be in Senegal. I've had a wonderful
welcome to the
time.
country of Teranga.
Yes, I am welcome indeed. Rokhaya, it's interesting because I'm talking about your profile, but what people don't know that you're involved in so much more. I can't really say all of them. You're involved in so much more. But I think what I find really interesting is that you're very passionate about diversity in the industry.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I work in ICT since nearly 16 years now.
Wow.
And now I'm in the company social responsibility direction. And I realize that we don't have enough women in corporate social responsibility and in executive committee of telecom operators and all companies in the telecom field. So for me it was really interesting and really important to talk with ladies, to talk with girls, and to explain them all the opportunities they can have that we have now with the digital, and all the things that we can do, all the jobs they can have, the startups they can create. So that's why I get involved in association. I really do some mentoring. I do some training for women so they know more about digital and all the possibilities they can have with it.
Yeah, that's good. Because it's important, because I know your Women program also uses digital to empower women. But I really want to go back to a discussion we had yesterday. Well, for those of you watching, don't forget, I'm going to put her details on her social media platform. Feel free to check out Rokhaya. She's quite passionate in her endeavors, so feel free to check out those websites. I really want to talk about, we were talking about how do we have more women, in STEM, in ICT.
Mm-hmm.
But, we're now talking about, how do we have more women, have more like digital parity in decision making. And I would like to hear your take on that. What do you think are the barriers? Why don't we have more women in this industry in decision making, not just having more women? Because I feel like we have women, especially at the lower part of the ladder, but somehow by the time we get to the top, they're all missing.
Yeah, I think the first thing is that women don't dare. They don't dare express their ambition, even if they have all the capacities to do the job. They don't dare to say that, hey, I want to be the CEO of a telecom company. But today they can. We have some examples now in Africa where telecom operators are led by women. So
Yeah,
why
like the
not?
CEO for Orange.
Exactly, like the CEO for Orange in Sierra Leone. She's Senegalese. She's 34, 45. She's young. But now women must take the power. They must express themselves. They must go to say, they must be trained first, because I think the first thing, you must have all the skills to do the job, and after, go and see your boss and tell him, what can I do to move forward, to have more responsibilities in the company where I work. So when you do it, I think it works.
Good, amazing. Just earlier on I was interviewing Geneva, and Geneva is amazing because she's one woman that has worked in various countries, even in Africa. We don't often see that, but the reality is that for women that want to go into position of decision making, positions that have that economic power. Some of these jobs require that you travel. Some of these jobs require that you live outside the country you reside. And one of the things we keep asking is that how do we get women to recognize that this is important?
This is important, but this is not easy. You know, when you are a woman, very often you are a wife, you are a mother, you have children at home. You must have a husband who supports you. This is very important. For example, for me, I travel a lot, but my husband supports me a lot, and he understands that for my career, I need to go very often abroad. And when I'm not at home, he takes care of my children.
Yes, to support, yes.
Yes, he really supports that. We must break the barriers. Women, for me, it's just a problem of communication. When you communicate with your husband, with your family, with your children, and that's the way I used to do. I always communicate. I explain why I have to travel. I explain why I have to go abroad, and they understand.
So we should have this conversation.
We must have only conversation, and when you have conversation, when you are clear, there's no reason, I think, why people will not understand.
That's amazing. I think perfectly I agree with you. We should have this conversation. When you're dating, in the marriage, women should be bold enough to, because if you're passionate, if you're ambitious, if you want to grow, you should be able to have this conversation because
Definitely.
you need support.
Definitely.
You definitely need support.
You must.
So I know you have done so well in your field. I've looked at your profile. Okay, you have grown amazingly. You've worked in different departments. You've excelled in what you do.
Thank you.
And I know there are younger women that are watching, younger women that are aspiring to do same, to do similar, to do much more. If you're going to give them one advice, what are you going to give? What advice are you going to give them?
The first advice is to dream. They must have dreams. It's the most important. After dreams, you must think about how those dreams can come true.
Yeah.
And you must find, I think it's important for me, I have mentors, women, I discuss with them, they share their experience with me, and it's really important because it learns you what you should do and what you should not do.
Good.
And it makes totally the difference. So, and another important point is to network. Women should get together. Women, we must have lots of solidarity between women. We must network, we must get together, talk together, share experience, and
learn from each other.
Yes, learn from each other. And I think things will go on.
Wow, it's amazing. I could spend the whole day talking to you because you're just a wealth of knowledge and experience. It's amazing talking to you. There's so much to learn from you.
Yeah,
and
but I think many African women have experience, but they don't have the opportunity to have platforms like yours to express themselves. So that's why I wanted to congratulate you for this beautiful platform. I think we should have women in career in every country of Africa, all over Africa. So women of all the continent could express themselves.
Oh, it's amazing talking to you. So guys, if you're watching, don't forget, I'm going to put Rokhaya's details. Feel free to reach out to her. She's doing amazing work in Senegal and in West Africa, and she has so much to offer. And to those of you watching us, like I said, if you're watching for the first time, do not forget to click the like button. Check us on our website. And for once again, I want to say thank you so much and thank you for watching. Bye.